Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Martha Ayala, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. As a reminder, I do every video in English and Spanish, and the degree theory is based on modern Western astrology using the Placidus house system. In today's video, I wanted to talk to Libra, rising sign and sun sign, about the planetary energies for 2025 and how you can apply them to your natal chart. I don't call this a horoscope because it doesn't replace a one-to-one meeting with an astrologer that'll give you very specific details about your year. But it should give you like an overall feeling or an overall idea of what you can expect. Now, if your degrees are in the latter part of your sign, then you might want to check out Scorpio's video. So that way, if the planets don't exactly fall where I say they fall for Libra, you can get Scorpio's version and get the correct house. Okay, so I had done a main video that I will link below this one with like the mundane energy, but I came up with this chart for the planetary ingresses and retrogrades and so forth that I will discuss now how they will affect Libra rising and Libra suns. Now, your chart ruler is Venus. So for you in Taurus, the Venus retrograde is really important. For you specifically and Taurus, you could get communication from an ex during this period of time, and I'll explain as I go through the video. Mercury will go retrograde on March 15th of 2025 at 9 degrees of Aries, and it will go direct on April 7th, 2025 at 26 degrees of Pisces. Mercury is going to station at 9 degrees of Aries, and it will station at 23 degrees of Pisces. Now, what is stationing? From our viewpoint here on Earth, we see all of the other planets going direct or going forward. When Mercury or any of the planets stop, they station, they stand still before they start to go backwards, or at least that's what we see. It appears that the planet is going backwards. In reality, the planets don't go backwards, but that's what we see from here, planet Earth. So when a planet is stationing, the degrees that it stations, it gets either extra benefits or extra lessons depending on what the planet is. So these stationing degrees are important. I use an orb of 3 degrees, plus or minus. So for example, for Aries, this one, for Mercury at 9 degrees Aries, it would be from 6 to 12 degrees. If you want to be extra generous or push it a little bit, the orb would be 5, but I prefer to use 3. So this is what it means when a planet stations. Now, depending on the planet, like Mercury will station for just a few days. Venus, about maybe 8 days, something like that. Mars, maybe a couple of weeks. Jupiter, now you're starting to get into weeks. Saturn, also a long time. Uranus can take a month, etc. In my monthly videos, I will tell you all what, the dates of the stationing so you get a better idea and you see what kind of energy comes up during these retrogrades. Now, the second retrograde for Mercury is on July 18th, 2025 at 15 degrees of Leo, and it will go direct at 4 degrees of Leo on August 11th. It will go for its last retrograde in 2025 on November 9th at 6 degrees of Sag, and it will go direct on November 29th at 20 degrees of Scorpio. For Venus, it will retrograde March 2nd of 2025 at 10 degrees of Aries, and it will go direct on April 13th, 2025 at 24 degrees of Pisces. So you can see that the first Mercury retrograde kind of overlaps with Venus going retrograde. So what does this mean? You can get communication, Mercury, email, text message, a letter, if you want to go old school, from an ex in business or in love. Somebody from your past may come back into the picture. Now, Venus is both love and money. So for you and Taurus, this is very important. Now, Mars will go retrograde December 6, 2024 at 6 degrees of Leo, and it will go direct February 24th of 2025 at 17 degrees of Cancer. Jupiter will go retrograde on October 10th, 2024 at 21 degrees of Gemini, and it will go direct on February 24th, 2025 at 11 degrees of Gemini. So if you have any planets in Gemini or Sag, Pisces, or Virgo, this Jupiter is going to give you extra opportunities, extra benefits, extra blessings if you have planets close to these degrees. Saturn will go retrograde July 13th of 2025 at 10 degrees of Aries, and it will go direct on November 28th, 2025 at 25 degrees of Pisces. So if you have any planets here that are close, then you'll get extra lessons from Saturn. Because as you all know, Venus is the lesser benefic, Jupiter is the greater benefic, Mars is the lesser malefic, and Saturn is the great malefic. So Mars and Saturn give you extra headaches, basically, or Saturn can teach you also. It's also a teacher. It's the great teacher, actually. Uranus goes retrograde September 2nd, 2024 at 27 degrees of Taurus, and it goes direct on January 30th, 2025 at 23 degrees of Taurus. Now, if you've seen other videos that I've done, you know that Algol, the fixed star, the demon star, is at 26 degrees of Taurus. So this Uranus is going to cross that fixed star again when it goes retrograde. And then when it goes direct, it will cross over again. So March of 2025 is going to be a very delicate month. I anticipate that we're going to see something worldwide, and it's going to be a little scary. So for personal purposes, if this transiting Uranus is aspecting your Mercury in your natal chart in a square or an opposition, be careful with a car accident. A remedy for this, besides careful driving, is to put a picture of an airplane in your car. Uranus rules airplanes. Now, if Uranus aspects Mars in your natal chart, then it can be an accident that could potentially take place. So, depending on where you have your Mars, if you have it in the 4th house, well, it could be an accident at home. If you have it in the 6th house, it could be an accident at work. And then let's say you have it in the 5th house, if you're playing sports, you can accidentally fall down and break something because it's Mars, right? So I'm just letting you know, so you're mindful and you take extra caution, right? If it's aspecting your Mercury, don't drive fast because Uranus is everything fast. Neptune goes retrograde on the 4th of July of 2025 at 2 degrees of Aries, and it goes direct December 10th of 2025 at 29 degrees of Pisces. Now, for you guys that have seen other videos that I've done, I talk about the fixed star sheet, which sits at 29 degrees of Pisces. So again, next summer, there's danger in the water. So what does this mean? Hurricanes can be something to reckon with. There could be really, really bad rainstorms, floods, tsunamis. Um, any water sport, like if you're going on vacation with on a cruise or a beach vacation and they ask you to evacuate, do not waste any time. And I'm not saying this to scare anybody. I'm just giving you a heads up because that fixed star sheet is nothing to take lightly. Pluto will retrograde May 4th of 2025 at 3 degrees Aquarius, and it will go direct October 14th of 2025 at 1 degree of Aquarius. Now for Libras, this is a trine from Pluto. Hopefully it trines Venus in your chart. You can have one of those really fatal attraction love meetings. Or if it trines your Jupiter, then play a lottery ticket because you have a chance to become a millionaire. You have that Pluto Jupiter aspect. That's actually the billionaires aspect. But a couple of dollars, nothing extravagant. So this is how you use the planetary energy and the retrogrades to help you out. Now, let's take a look at Libra rising or Libra sun. According to the degree theory, Libras are the most beautiful sign of the zodiac. They're very artistic, very diplomatic. There's something about them that's very soft and gentle. Marriage is the main goal of life, finding a perfect wife or a perfect husband. They can also have codependency issues, big time. Libras need to learn a little bit more like your opposite sign, Aries, to be a little bit more independent. But that's a discussion for another time. So, Libras like the finer things in life because they are ruled by Venus. Especially they like to smell good. Both men and women, they like a lot of perfume or cologne. They dress very well. They are very fashion oriented. And their image is very important. So they dress to impress. Now, for Libra, you have Neptune entering your seventh house because it will be transiting Aries. So, with this transit, be careful with the people that come into your long-term relationship house, right? So, if you're looking for somebody to get married, or a business partner, make sure that you get a second opinion because Neptune is going to describe these people. They can be very spiritual, creative, um, artistic. They could be musicians, but they can also be drug users, addicts. They can have health issues, both physical and mental. Um, you can find out that your spouse has been cheating on you because Neptune rules deception. Or you can find out that your business partner has deceived you or has stolen from you, from the business. Saturn is also entering your seventh house. So this one is, this one's a little difficult. Saturn is the taskmaster, so it's going to ask you to learn what your partner's needs are. A relationship needs to be understood and strengthened, or it will not survive the Saturn transit. If you are in a relationship that the other person is not treating you well, is not respecting you, is lying to you, cheating, beating you, or whatever, Saturn will take that away. You will end up getting a divorce because Saturn only wants you to be in a good relationship so partnerships can end both in love and in business. Someone from your past can come into your life once again. So you decide what happens with that. Take your time, use the energy of Saturn. Remember that Saturn rules time. So if you have an ex coming back in business or in love, don't decide right away. Use the energy of Saturn and just analyze everything, the pros, the cons, etc. Now, if you are engaged, this transit is not a good time to get married. Um, this is it's not. I'm sorry to say, I know you might not want to change your plans, and I'm not telling you to, but because the transit is 2.5 years, but keep this in mind, either get married right away, sign the legal paper before you can have the ceremony when, afterwards, but at least the marriage takes place before Saturn enters your seventh house. So, and if your marriage survives this transit, then it will be solid going forward. So you will not have a problem. Now, Uranus is going to enter the ninth house, and this is a very favorable transit because it trines your ascendant. There can be a change because ninth house rules spiritual beliefs or religion. So there could be a change there. And wherever Uranus transits, there's always a shakeup. So you can have unexpected long distance travel come up. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, right? It can pop up suddenly, or maybe you have visitors from a foreign country that you can host, or you can start or stop the university if you're in school. You can also, if you don't drop out of the university, maybe you change your major to something completely different than what you had originally were studying. Now, Jupiter in your 10th, this is good news. This brings career opportunities your way. Your reputation at work will be great. Your supervisor can say great things about you and about your work. Now, if you're a Libra that has your own company, careful not to expand it too quickly because remember that Jupiter expands everything it touches. So you may want to add new lines, add new stores. So be mindful and don't do it too quickly because Jupiter can make you overly optimistic. So think carefully about expanding too much too quickly. But it's a great time for career overall. Now, the lunar nodes are going to change from Aries and Libra, so you're going to get a little breather, to Pisces and Virgo. So the North Node is going to be in the sixth house for you. So health is very important. Review your eating habits, cut down on sugar, sodas, and adopt a healthy, I don't want to use the word diet, but a healthy eating plan because diets, we only do for a little bit and then it doesn't work and then we give up. So you got to change the way that you eat to a healthier version. An exercise program. Now, always consult with, your primary care physician to make sure you don't start something all of a sudden full force, right? And you get hurt. Now, the sixth house also involves work, co-workers, colleagues, habits, and pets, actually. So the eclipses are going to happen in this axis and it emphasizes these things, right? So you might have new people at work coming in, like somebody retires or leaves, and then you have new employees, new colleagues coming in. So this could also be with like a new moon eclipse. You might end up getting a new pet. Or unfortunately, with a full moon eclipse, you could actually lose a pet. Now, South Node is in the 12th house. So, Libra, you need to leave all your pessimistic thoughts, your fears, maybe this is a great time for you to start therapy so you can get all of these fears and traumas and stuff gone. Like talk to a therapist. This is the time to do it. You have 18 months. Um, so, sometimes we have to go through a little bit of difficulty to get the good stuff at the end, right? So you will be dealing with these issues and hopefully they get resolved and you can move forward. Now, Pluto is going to be in your fifth house for the next 20 years. So this can be a very passionate love affair that if you're single. Um, well, even if you're married, but I don't recommend it. So there could be a passionate love affair that comes into your life. It can be also changes with your children, especially your firstborn, because the fifth house rules your firstborn child. Or your life can take a change because you have a baby, you know? You become a you become a totally different person after you have a child. But you can also have power struggles with a man, because it's Leo. It's the natural ruler of the fifth house is Leo. It's the sun. So that's why I'm saying power struggles with a man. But otherwise, this is a transformation in your fifth house. Pluto wants you to have fun. These are things that you could do, hobbies. You could play recreational sports, not professional, right? But transform your life, more romance, more fun. And with this, I conclude this video. I wish you all the best for 2025. Many blessings to you. I hope that you get all the good stuff that's coming to you and hopefully none of the difficult aspects, but we also grow from difficult and challenging times. So I wish you the best, many blessings. If you have found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and send it to somebody who might also learn something, or maybe another Libra friend that you have. If you want a natal chart reading with me, please send me an email to amaastrology@aol.com. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.